think I need more size. I need more muscle. You know, you look at some of these guys. I don't have you know, muscle bellies like Phil Heath or Sean Roden or Kai Green. And I think the answer is just you need, in order to be competitive against guys like that, you just need more tissue. You know, you just need more muscle, and that's just going to be that's the game plan, to just continue to try to add size. You know, you're not going to beat a lot of these guys. Like, what's the next step?
Since I started competing as a bodybuilder in 2005, you know, I've had various expectations along the way. That is to say, expectations that I've placed upon myself. Every show is like that, you know, from the first show I entered at 23 years old to, you know, my first pro show to, you know, this past showing at the Olympia. Every show you enter, you have certain expectations. Where you see yourself, not only where do you see yourself falling amongst the competition, but how do you see yourself, I think more importantly, how do you see yourself looking on stage? You know, you train, we all train every day, and it's not every day that we are in show shape and in that top condition where we know exactly what's ours, you know, what we own. So every day when we train, we're training with a certain expectation in mind of what it is we're training for, what we're training to look like, what we're training to be. And getting ready for a contest is no different. You train, you know, leading up to that show with a certain picture in your mind of how you see yourself looking on that stage. You know, when it's the day after the show, when you look back at those stage photos, how you envision yourself looking, or even better, when you're backstage at the show, or you're in your hotel room, you know, ready to head down, you know, to the arena. When you look in that mirror, you know, do you look how you expected yourself to look? Because you never fully know, almost until that very end, what it is you really look like. I gotta say, I don't feel that I met those expectations this year. The competition is what the competition is. I can't control who I compete against, where I'm going to place, so to speak, but you can control how you look. Did I look the way I envisioned myself looking? No, not really. So what am I gonna do about it? You know, how do you train so long for something and then come to realize that you didn't really nail it like you expected? You didn't fulfill your own expectations. How do you respond to that? You know, you don't freak out, because it's not like it's a matter of life or death. You're not gonna die. So you say, well, all right, man, when you get your ass back home and you get back training, you better do something different. You better train a little harder, or train a little smarter, or eat a little more, or do something, because what you did last time didn't cut it. Or maybe you need to do less. Maybe what you did was too much, but you know you need to change something. But I guess what keeps you going is the thought that it's possible for you to be better. I guess if I had felt that I got on stage at the Olympia and I was the very best I could ever be, and that's what it was, then what would motivate me? I'm motivated by the thought of being better. By the hope, not by the hope, but I know that I have more potential, that I have potential to be better than what I showed. That's what keeps you going. If the day comes where you say, well, I did everything I could, this is the very best I can be, which I don't know when you reach that, or how do you ever come to grips with, do you ever feel like you've ever done everything you could? I don't know, I don't think so. I'm the type where if something goes wrong, I'd probably continue to blame myself forever, because I would always say, well, I could have done this, or I could have tried harder, or I could have done this differently. I would never, I don't know. I would have a hard time saying, well, you know, I did everything I could. It's just not, I'm just not like that. I guess there's a difference between doing everything you know how and doing everything to doing everything the best way you know how in the moment. But once that moment has come and gone, you can always look back and say, wow, but I could have done this, I could have done that, and you know, I could have tried this. So it's, on one hand, it's not easy to live with, but on the other hand, it always gives you the hope that you can be better. Because if I look back and said, I did everything I could and I tried my hardest, then I probably wouldn't approach it again. I'd probably give up. I said, well, if I did everything I could, what's the point of going on? Just so I could show up next year the same way? There's people in life who feel like they have a lot of control over things that, or at least over themselves, that they can always try harder, they can do this, they can do that they can affect their circumstances, and that they can change their lives. And there's other people who really buy into the concept of fate. And if you really buy into fate, it's tough. It's tough to go with either one, because I always want to believe that I have control over myself and I have the ability to elicit change or to better my life or to be something more. I don't ever want to feel like, well, it's not in my cards, or leave it up to chance, leave it up to fate, because then you feel that you have no power. That at that point, what makes you get out of bed every day? Just get out of bed and hope that fate points you in the right direction? You know, you want to feel like you get up every day and you have the ability to go left or right, to be better or to be worse. But along with that comes taking responsibility when things don't turn out right, because you're the one who called the shots. You say, well, I did this and this is what I thought I should do, and now I know I could have done something more, or I could have done this differently. But that also gives you hope for the future. In me, I always feel that I have it within me to do something better, to do something more, to make my life what I want it to be, or to make myself what I want to be. And you know, that's not only what keeps me getting ready for the next competition, or you know, gets my ass back in the gym and motivates me to be a better bodybuilder. That's just what motivates me to get my ass out of bed every morning in life. Just the prospect of being better. That's exciting. It's what I know. It's what I do. I'm a bodybuilder.